In this video today, we're going to do an on-course review of the Bushnell Tour V5 Shift laser rangefinder. Now this retails here in the UK at the moment for around £370 and $400 in the States. We're on the first hole, it's a par 3. Let's jump straight in with the review now. So here we go, from the yellers, and I'm going to use the unit in 3, 2, 1 now. And that's locked on, saying it's 155 to the flag. Do it again, 155, and one more time, 155. So there we go, right off the bat, the rangefinder loves these kind of yardages. Used it really, really quick, found the flag straight away. Let's see if we can get near the flag. It's a nice strike. Now £370 here in the UK is a lot of money, certainly is to me. So if you are interested, I actually did a full comparison between this Bushnell Tour V5 Shift against a £100 AFA rangefinder. So if you are interested to see the difference between a cheaper and more expensive rangefinder, then I'll include the links down in the description below. Okay, so it just crept off, but I'm still gonna putt it. Tell you what, that is not bad. Go on, go on. That is my first putt of the day, my second shot of the day. What a start to this video. So as I try and calm myself down from that lightning start, let's put the Bushnell really for its paces now. So I'm here on a par 4, and off of the yellers, this is saying that it's currently 362 yards. So here we go, I'm on the yellers right now. We've got flag lock mode on this device, and we've got slope function as well. So there we go, it's 373 playing 396. Let's try it again. See, that's user error there. So that is gonna happen because it's coming up 316 and it's definitely not that. So let's try it again. 371 playing 394 and 375 playing 399. So there you go, you can see there that it absolutely locks on nice and easy, only took a couple of seconds each time, even from this significant distance out here. And you can see there that you're really getting the benefit of that slope feature, which I'll cover off in a little bit as well on the video shortly. Interestingly there, as I did keep it in, there was some user error in this as well. Just because this is one of the leading ones on the market at the moment, still doesn't mean that the user can't get it wrong. And you can see there, I think I accidentally picked up the ground before the flag initially. But for a par 4, for 362 yards, we've seen the significant difference that these can actually make, because now I know that really it's playing more like 400 yards. That's a big difference. That has split the fairway. Tell you what, this is a lightning start. When I walk into my ball after that drive, we'll just run through a couple of the features of the Bushnell. First of all, in terms of usability, I've got to say, it's pretty much one of the best ones I've ever used. The button on the top to use it is nice and big and chunky. So, you know, it sits where you would want it, right where your finger rests. And in terms of changing it from meters to yards, there's a nice simple button on the side. While we're talking about buttons, also you can see here you've got a nice big switch on the side of the unit, and that's to turn the slope mode on and off. So we've got the ball here, and let's just check on the flag here. So that's saying it's 119 playing 128. We'll double check again. 119 playing 128. So exactly the same. That's what you want. Consistency in terms of your yardages, certainly when you're getting close to the pin like this. Pop that back in the case there, which is a nice little case as well, by the way. Keeps it nice and secure. So 128 yards. Feels like a pitching wedge to me. Send it up right a little bit, but should be on the green. Now, I was talking about usability there, and something that I've got to talk about in this video is the Jolt system. Now, like lots and lots of other rangefinders on there, it's got to vibrate when it locks onto the flag. However, with the Tour V5 Shift, what you've also got is a visual jolt. Now, that sounds a little bit weird, and to be honest, when I first heard of it and when I first got the actual unit, I was a little bit skeptical. But what it is it's a little red LED ring that lights up around the viewfinder when you lock onto the flag. So in terms of, you know, it being a nice extra feature, absolutely, it gives you an extra little bit of visual feedback to let you know you've locked onto the flag. Does it justify the extra hundreds of pounds that you might be considering spending? Not necessarily. That one's not a deal breaker for me. Right, I've given it a good wallop. It wasn't nearly enough. Ooh, we got a tester for the par. Oh, I missed it on the wrong side. Now you might be watching this thinking, do I need to spend the extra money to get the Shift version, which gives you the slope reading, compared to the normal version, which doesn't? Now, honestly, if you're gonna be spending this much money on getting the Bushnell Tour V5, I really do recommend spending that extra bit more to get that Shift functionality, because you've just seen on that last hole there, on the tee shot, there was like 20 odd yards difference between the slope and non-slope reading, and even on the approach shot from 120 yards in, there was a 10 yards difference between slope and non-slope. So for me, I just think that kind of information really is vital when you're out on the course. Now, if you are finding this video helpful today, make sure you smash that like button. And if you are thinking about buying the Tour V5, then I've included my affiliate links down below in the description. So I mentioned earlier, the Bushnell comes with the case. And as you can see here, it is this kind of like plasticky hard case. And it's pretty standard. It's pretty similar to the design that you've seen for several years now on rangefinders. Now, if you want to kind of actually secure it in a different way, then Bushnell give you a different option, because you can see here that they have got the Bushnell Bite technology. Now, what that is a magnet on this inside part of the rangefinder. And so if you use a golf buggy, you can just easily clip it to the side of the golf buggy and it stays there nice and secure. I use a power caddy and it's the wrong type of metal, so I can't use the bite functionality to secure it to the side of my power caddy. Now, I can, if I wanted to, actually clip it onto a golf club. As you can see here, it securely fastens onto one of my clubs. However, again, I'm not really going to want to do that because I've just spent so much money on this unit. I don't want it banging about against my clubs. So we'll just talk through a couple of the other features while we're just walking to the green here. And first of all, in terms of flag lock mode, then that works up to 400 yards. And in terms of just generally scanning for an object or a bunker or a tree or something like that, I think it's over 1,000 yards. I'll actually confirm on the screen because I can't remember off the top of my head. In terms of the screen, and the Bushnell is crystal clear. I've used quite a few rangefinders now and done quite a few reviews, and this is certainly, I'd say, the clearest one that I've used. The display is nice and simple. You've not got too much information on there. So you can see the main yardage in the larger numbers, and then if you've got slope mode turned on, you can see the slope number underneath, as well as the gradient, I think that's the word to use. And you've also got that little battery notification in the corner. The unit uses CR2 batteries, just like pretty much most rangefinders out there. As I mentioned at the beginning, I have tested quite a few rangefinders at the cheaper end of the market, and I include my links in the description down below. But in terms of this one here, the Tour V5 does feel significant, I'd say. It feels like a solid, decent bit of kit, and it feels like you're getting your money's worth, really. So what do I think overall of the Bushnell Tour V5? Well, at £370 here in the UK, this is a premium model, and so I would hope to be happy with it. And I am. I'm very happy with it. I think it works really, really well and is the best rangefinder that I've tested so far on the channel. It's nice and easy to use. It feels nice and solid. It's nice and quick, and it's got some additional features on it. In terms of the additional features, such as the magnetic bite, the visual jolt, and the slope button on the side, then on their own, you wouldn't necessarily say that they are significant features. They're nice little bits to have, but you don't necessarily need them in a rangefinder. However, when you put those together with the overall package and the fact that this is a very, very precise, easy to use, fast and reliable rangefinder, then I think, yeah, absolutely, I can justify spending £370 on it. Now, that is a lot of money to a lot of people. So if you're the type of person that needs to know the exact yardages consistently every time, then I think you've got to go top of the line to make sure you're getting the level of consistency and reliability that you want in a rangefinder. If you can get comfortable with a bit of a difference in tolerances when you're measuring the flag, so it might be 5 or 10 yards out, depending upon how far out you are, then you might want to consider stepping down a notch, saving a bit of money, and actually getting perhaps a cheaper rangefinder. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I have included my video where I've compared this rangefinder against a cheaper £100 one from Amazon. So I really hope you enjoyed this video today. Make sure you hit that like button if you did, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to my channel where I keep you up to date with weekly reviews of golf shoes and tech.